98.5, as charming as she is, talented, as beautiful as her music just shouts out and grabs a hold of you. It is Gretchen Wilson in the studio, and you are just making my millennium, young lady. I swear to God. I think I'm verklempt, as they say out here. Captain Jack knows I'm never at a loss of words, but you are just getting me done over here.
Good. All right.
I'm glad there's a table between us.
You know what it is? I'm telling you right now. The stairs that are going back and forth across the console over here. I don't know.
Is there chemistry? Do you feel it?
It's chemistry.
Full of electricity.
What do you think?
I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know if I can recognize it anymore.
I'm sure you could.
Hey, Mike.
There won't be a
take
problem
these
there.
earrings off and
He
don't
smoked
make me
the
really
since
run
you had
out of
left.
So we
Did you
were
get it
talking
from
about the performance tax and what's been going on in Washington about them passing that performance tax.
Yeah.
And we were talking off the air about it.
Now, you having your own label now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Are you educated on this whole performance tax?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it with a few different people on a couple different occasions, and I just, I've been in the studio. I've made several records. I know how it all works. And I can certainly sympathize with some of the musicians' concern. What I really think needs to happen, though, is I think that really the record labels and the songwriters should just be paying more up front. I'm going to be honest with you here. These guys come in and they play for 3 hours and they make relatively not much money, and then if the song actually goes on the record, then they make a little bit more, and then if it gets released as a single, they make a little bit more, and it's a percentage thing. But none of it really adds up to more than a couple of grand.
Sure.
Sure. And at the end of the day, I'm talking about. So I understand where they feel like that they deserve more money, because a lot of these same 5 or 6 guys are playing on everybody's stuff, and so I understand. They kind of feel like without them, where would anybody be? But you can't start dipping into the royalty end of it. You can't start doing this because there's no end to that if you start there. This is a system that's worked for a long, long time, and like I was saying earlier. Well, if the drummer decides that he deserves royalties from it, where does it stop? I mean, at what point does the engineer not come in and say, "I sat there every hour that the drummer did," and then at what point does the guy who's interning, who's just bringing coffee and getting lunch? I mean, maybe he's going to come in and say, "Well, if I hadn't brought them food, they would not have been able to continue."
And then the cab driver who brought the guy to there to bring the coffee, though, it's just it's cyclic and rolls.
Well, and also, I mean. A new label, a new artist, it doesn't make sense to go to a radio station and say, "Hey, I really want you to play my new single, but I'm going to charge you for it." It just doesn't make sense. It's not good business. I think you pay your musicians better up front, and then just be done with the whole thing, because I mean, they do deserve more, but they don't deserve it out of the percentage end. I mean, it's just that's going to complicate and be a never-ending process.
And some of these laws, they date back into the 1920s, for crying out loud, and these are laws that need to be updated anyway. But all that aside, getting the government involved is just not a good idea.
Getting the government involved in anything is not a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you want to ask my
Amen.
I mean, we're talking about, it's no different than the mob, really. I mean, yes, they're always there willing to help, but they always have their limitations, their restrictions, and you have to do things this way now. And
don't hold back.
I'm from the school of take care of yourself, take care of your own. What can you do for your family? What can you do for your community? Why do you think I went back to school a couple of years ago? I mean, I was one of the lucky ones, fortunate enough to make it in this world without a high school diploma, but I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know at what day am I going to wake up and say, well, this has all come to a close and really abruptly, now what? And like I said earlier, I don't want to go back to bartending. I want to go back to school. If this ends up coming to a close in 10 years or whatever, I want to go back to school. I want to do something more with my life. I want to be able to provide for my daughter as long as I have to. I want to be able to provide for her children. I don't want to go to the government and say, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. Well, yeah, you can. Most people can. Most people can do it.
Yeah.
And that's why when I pull up alongside of a stoplight at a busy intersection and I see somebody standing there holding I'm homeless and but they're wearing a Rolex and they've got a cell phone in their back pocket. and it's like, you're able-bodied, you have 2 working legs and arms, you're speaking. I'm watching you talk to people.
There's something for you to do.
Instead of you standing here, you should be standing in line filling out an application somewhere.
Right,
Not that I don't give. I do give. I definitely give to charities that are deserving and that are
you do
needy.
a lot of charity work.
That are needy.
Now,
if I pull up
you help
alongside of that
illiteracy
same,
and all that?
if I pull up along that same stoplight and I see, a disabled veteran in a wheelchair, I realize in my mind that it's not going to be so simple for him to provide for his family. It's not going to be so simple for him to get the same jobs that everybody else is. So I do give in certain situations, but not
in the right situation.
Not to just anybody. I mean, I've seen guys hold up signs that say, "Why lie? Need beer money." You know.
I'll give a buck to that guy.
But for being
I'll help
honest.
him out.
For being honest.
No, you know what?
just
Just
being
bring
honest.
2 beers. That's all.
Yeah, bring 2 beers. Make sure
Bring 2
there's
beers.
3.
Oh no, bring 4 because you'll need 2
Why
for
not?
yourself.
But yeah, I mean, you know, everybody should help themselves, and that's why I'm behind this literacy rocks campaign, and
Yeah.
that's why we're trying to spread the message of you know, getting your education and taking care of yourself. You know, children learn by example, and if we don't take education and you know, our place in the workforce seriously, and what are we going to be able to accomplish with what we've earned in our life, then neither are our children.
Yeah, man. Here. Got you all jacked up and all worked up.
I am. I'm starting to sweat.
It's all
That's
good.
cool.
It's all good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate Captain Jack and Genie in the bottle. He said they have a
She
surprise
is
for
a
us
genie
all.
in a bottle. I mean, she brings us blessings here, and
You're
yeah, you know, we were talking about her. We were talking about her being a queen, and she's not a diva by any stretch of the imagination, but she's a queen,
Yeah, man.
and being wearing that redneck badge so proudly, she's a redneck queen. So
I guess so.
yeah,
As
and
long as I'm
working
not
hard.
the queen of Sammy's double wide trailer, I'm
There
all
you
right.
go. Gretchen
well,
Wilson.
we loved having you here, and thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for coming out.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. It's always a great time.
Yeah, and come back anytime.
Please do.
Will,
Please do. I'm going to
you
play
gotta
one
stay
more
on
of
that
your
side
song.
of the table, though.
I
No,
get that
you know,
from
next time
everybody.
I'm going to go over there, and he's going to be over here.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
We'll
turn
just see
down
what
the lights.
happens. That's all.
And I won't mind when the lights go out next time.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here he goes.
With all due respect, and I love your music. I love your just the way your drive.
Thank you.
And I wish you so much success, and all our whole listening audience does. And please stop by again.
Thank you. I will. I appreciate it.
Right on. Now tonight she's gonna be up in Mars. I'm gonna tell you all about that. But I got to play one more time, and because she just gets me going. Gretchen Wilson, all jacked up right here at Thunder 98.5. Thank you so much.